City of Rancho Mirage, which is located in District 4 up on the Palm Springs area, actually. I wanted to address a few items today, but apparently this Judge Kiefer has been put on notice today. And it's funny this is brought up because I've heard this before. So I would hope that maybe the board can possibly have the administrators look into these matters on administrative level anyway. So anyway, what I'm going to talk about today, and I noticed I've been able to live stream, and I think the second time I've ever been able to do that and watch your proceedings in almost real time. And I noticed that they possibly are not letting any participants into the chambers, which is kind of odd, and apparently making them sit outside. And that's concerning because that's kind of what I want to talk to you about today. Because I don't know if you're aware, but the clerks to actually participate in any of the online meetings or virtual meetings or remote meetings or any meetings through the board, I guess, like the oversight committee, and that's just one example. I'm unsure how to address, or the clerk of the board to be put on the roster. And when I did, I tried to go to one of the oversight committees concerning Rancho Mirage and the RDA and all that rabbit hole stuff where the funds are disappearing. But anyway, I wanted to talk about that, but I was not even allowed to participate in that meeting at all, or even view the meeting. So if you could really, I guess, streamline the process for public participation into the public process of these public meetings would be helpful. And as I addressed before, there's a long distance number to call, and you have to register, and all that. It's really kind of against the Brown Act. So I would hope that you can address that. Thank you.
Thank you, Brad.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
Chuck, I'd like to add a comment, please.
Please.
I am the board's representative on the countywide oversight board. We conducted a meeting recently, last week, and during public comment, Mr. Anderson had an opportunity to speak. The chair called on him at least 2 or 3 times. I gave him instructions as to how to unmute his phone. There was no response. The chair waited a good, I'd say 30, 45 seconds, and then finally had to move on. So Mr. Anderson was provided an opportunity to participate in that meeting. I don't know about the other meetings he referenced, but I was in attendance representing Riverside County at that meeting.
Thank you for sharing that, Supervisor. Okay, seeing we have no more public comment requests, we will move on to the presentations, which we have none. So items pulled for discussion. We will begin with 2.3, and that's a public comment.
Yes, Chair Spiegel, we have Brad Anderson for item 2.3.
Hello, yes, this is Brad Anderson. I live in the City of Rancho Mirage. And I want to sidestep and heard Mr. Ralston made a statement, and I was never allowed in that meeting. I wasn't even online, so just so you're aware. And the clerk's department gave me information that was incorrect, or not valued for that meeting. So I was never online, just so you're aware. But anyway, on 2.3, this is concerning a reappointment of Mr. Larson to the Coachella Valley Mosquito and Vector Control District out of Indio, California. And this is a long-term, this is an entrenched political reappointment. And that Vector District is really, let's just say, it's in, I can't think of a nice word to say it, but it's ineffective in what they're doing down there in the Coachella Valley for any type of vector control. And that's been proven for the last 3 years that I know of. So I don't want to come down to Mr. Larson because, like I said, entrenched. I mean, he's the son of a past board member or supervisor, and that's really no reason to have an appointment on a board like this. And for one thing, he doesn't even reside or live in the the unincorporated counties that he represents. So I think people that live in these areas like Mecca and Thousand Palms should really, if they're going to represent those areas, they should probably live in those communities. And I would hope that maybe you can put that out for some other people that would be interested and better qualified to serve on that board. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Mr. Perez.
I'd like to make the motion and to move this item, but I heard Mr. Anderson and his comments. I think it's true, Beto Larson is the son of former Supervisor Corky Larson, but I also think that he is an intelligent, bright individual, and he's earned a position. He's done a great job, and I will continue to support him for that, not because he's the son of a former supervisor. But I will take into mind the fact that potentially there may be other individuals in the future that do live in the eastern end of the valley that potentially maybe want to engage in this district. So I do appreciate that point made by Mr. Anderson. With that, I'd like to make the motion to move the item, Madam Chair.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion by Supervisor Perez, second by Supervisor Hewitt.
Supervisor Jeffries,
Yes.
Supervisor Spiegel,
Yes.
Supervisor Washington,
Yes.
Supervisor Perez,
Yes.
Supervisor Hewitt.
Yes.
Thank you. That motion carries 5-0.